Growing up, I was the kid who always felt like I was on the outside looking in. In secondary school, I'd sit in the cafeteria watching groups of friends laugh and share stories, wondering why I couldn't just fit in. I was shy, awkward, and honestly, I thought popularity was some kind of magic only certain people were born with. But here's the truth. I was wrong. Popularity, friendships, and charisma aren't gifts you're born with. They're skills you can learn. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to master them. Welcome to this video, where we're diving deep into how to be popular, have tons of friends, and radiate charisma that makes people gravitate toward you. I promise, if you stick with me until the end and apply what I share, you'll notice people wanting to be around you more than ever before. So grab a notebook and let's get started with the first episode of our Social Mastery series. Let's talk about charisma. Charisma is like a magnet. It's what makes someone unforgettable, likable, and influential. And it's built on 3 pillars: presence, warmth, and power. These 3 elements work together like ingredients in a recipe. Get the balance right, and you'll have people drawn to you. Get it wrong, and something feels off. Let's break each one down, starting with presence. Presence. Be here, now. Presence is about being fully in the moment when you're with someone. It's not about flashy gestures or clever one-liners. It's about making the other person feel like they're the only one who matters. Back in secondary school, I had a teacher, Mr. Harris, who had this incredible ability. When you talked to him, it was like the rest of the world disappeared. He'd look at you, nod, and really hear you. I'd leave those conversations feeling like I was important. That's presence. So how do you do it? First, listen, really listen. When someone's talking, don't think about what you're going to say next. Don't worry about sounding smart or funny. Just focus on their words. For example, if your friend is telling you about their stressful day at work, don't jump in with, "Oh, I had a worse day." Instead, ask, "Wow, that sounds tough. What happened next?" Or just nod and let them keep going. They'll feel heard, and that's powerful. Here's a story to prove it. At university, I was at a group study session, and one guy, Tom, was sharing his ideas for a project. Everyone else was half listening, checking their phones or interrupting. I decided to try something different. I put my phone down, looked at Tom, and asked a question about his idea. The whole vibe changed. Tom lit up, started explaining more, and later, he sought me out to chat at other events. That small act of presence made him feel valued, and we became great friends. The second part of presence is being comfortable in your own skin. When you're relaxed, others relax around you. Think about it. If you're fidgeting or acting stiff, it makes people uneasy. But if you're at ease, say leaning back in a chair, smiling naturally, or even laughing at a silly moment, it's contagious. Once at a university party, I was nervous about meeting new people. I kept adjusting my shirt, standing awkwardly in the corner. Then I thought, what would I do if I was at home with my siblings? So I grabbed a drink, sat on the couch like I owned the place, and started joking with the person next to me. Suddenly people were joining in, laughing, and I went from outsider to the center of the conversation. That's the power of being comfortable. So for presence, practice these 2 things. Listen like the other person is the only one in the room, and act as relaxed as you would with your closest friends. Do this and you'll already be halfway to charisma. Now let's move to the second pillar, warmth. Warmth, the art of genuine connection. Warmth is about showing kindness and care in a way that feels real. It's not about fake compliments or agreeing with everything someone says. That's actually a turnoff. Warmth is about making people feel appreciated for who they are. Let me share a lesson I learned the hard way. In secondary school, I thought being popular meant pleasing everyone. If someone said they loved a band, I'd nod and say, "Oh yeah, they're great," even if I'd never heard of them. One day, A classmate called me out. "You always agree with everyone. What do you actually like?" I was embarrassed, and it hit me. Pretending to be someone I'm not wasn't making me friends, it was making me forgettable. So, how do you show warmth authentically? First, approach every conversation with curiosity. Assume the person you're talking to has something interesting about them. Maybe it's their passion for painting, their quirky sense of humor, or even the way they tell a story. Find that spark and let it shine. For example, if someone mentions they're into hiking, say, "That's awesome. What's your favorite trail?" Show genuine interest and they'll feel valued. Second, share small acts of kindness without expecting anything in return. This could be as simple as offering a tip or helping someone out. At university, a classmate was struggling with a coding assignment. I wasn't an expert, but I knew a helpful online tutorial. I sent her the link and said, "This helped me. Hope it works for you." I didn't follow up or make a big deal of it, but a week later she thanked me and started inviting me to group hangouts. That tiny gesture built a connection. Third, be honest and real. If you don't share someone's interests, that's okay. Say so respectfully. For instance, if a friend loves horror movies and you don't, try, "I'm not big on horror, but I love how excited you get about it. What's the best one you've seen?" This shows you value their passion without faking your own. Warmth is about seeing the good in people, offering value, and being true to yourself. When you do this, people feel safe and appreciated around you. And that's when friendships start to form. Now let's talk about the final pillar, power. Power. Confidence that inspires. Power and charisma isn't about being loud or dominant. It's about quiet confidence that inspires others. It's the ability to own who you are, share your ideas, and lift people up without overshadowing them. I'll never forget a moment at university during a group presentation. I was nervous, worried I'd mess up in front of the class. But my teammate Sarah had this incredible presence. She spoke clearly, smiled confidently, and when someone asked a tough question, she said, "Great question. I'm not sure, but let's figure it out together." Her confidence wasn't about being perfect, it was about being okay with not knowing everything. That inspired the whole team, and we nailed the presentation. So, how do you build this kind of power? First, own your strengths. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room, but believe in what you bring to the table. Maybe you're a great listener, a creative thinker, or someone who stays calm under pressure. Whatever it is, let it shine. For example, if you're good at organizing, offer to plan a group outing. Your confidence in your skills will make others trust you. Second, speak up when it matters. You don't need to dominate every conversation, but don't hold back your thoughts out of fear. At a university club meeting, I used to stay quiet, thinking my ideas weren't good enough. One day I suggested a new event idea, expecting it to flop. To my surprise, everyone loved it, and I ended up leading the project. Sharing your voice, even when it feels scary, builds respect and draws people to you. Third, empower others. Charismatic people don't just shine, they help others shine too. If you're in a group, highlight someone else's contribution. Say, "I love how Mia." Explain that, it really clarified things. This shows confidence in yourself while making others feel valued, creating a win-win. Power is about standing tall in who you are, sharing your ideas, and lifting others up. When you combine this with presence and warmth, you become someone people want to be around. Putting it all together. Charisma is a dance between presence, warmth, and power. Presence makes people feel heard, warmth makes them feel cared for, and power inspires them to connect with you. But here's the key. It's not about faking it or following a script. It's about being the most authentic version of you. Let's try a quick exercise to see how you can start today. Next time you're talking to someone, maybe a coworker, a classmate, or even a cashier, try these 3 steps. Listen fully. Put away distractions and focus on what they're saying. Show warmth with a genuine comment like, "I love your energy," or a kind gesture. Add a touch of power by sharing a confident thought like, "I think that's a great point. Here's what I'd add. Try this for a week and I guarantee you'll notice a shift. People will start reaching out more, inviting you to things and enjoying your company." That's how you build popularity and friendships that last. Final thoughts. Popularity isn't about being the loudest or the coolest. It's about making people feel good around you. When I was that shy kid in secondary school, I never thought I'd have a circle of friends who light up my life or feel confident walking into a room full of strangers. But by practicing presence, warmth, and power, I went from feeling invisible to building connections that changed my life. And you can too. If you found this video valuable, drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next episode of our Social Mastery series. In the comments, tell me, what's one situation where you want to be more charismatic? I'll reply with tips to help you out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.